It takes a whole lot of teammates to make a good team, and we work hard to get advice from everyone. Dr. Bell, Dr. Traxler, Dr. Davidson, Dr. Toomey, all at DHEC express their views. We get views from teachers, from parents, from business leaders. We get views from everyone. Our job is to see that we chart the right path. And there's a lot of collaboration, a lot of debate that goes into that, but I believe that the record is showing that we have charted the right path in South Carolina with our deliberate, careful steps forward, both in restricting business activity and opening business activity, and mainly encouraging the municipalities that have law enforcement at their disposal to pass their ordinances and rules concerning mask distances, limitations on businesses to complement those that we do at the state level. I think we're doing it just right.
Are there tensions between you and Dr. Bell right now?
There are no tensions among any of us on the team, but there's a lot of discussion that goes into making these decisions. And of course, I'm the one that has to make the decision. You have one governor, so he or she is the one that has to make the decisions. But I'm confident that we are making the right decisions. Everyone has their input. We analyze it. We talk to those in Washington, Dr. Birx and others, and we talk to the other governors around the country to get their best practices and what has worked and what has not worked. And I think that all things considered, the path that we are charting, have charted, and are charting now in South Carolina is the right one for South Carolina.
You just, a letter came out from your office, from you, about testing in schools, all school districts. You sent that to DHEC today.
Yes.
How do you plan on doing that? I guess that's a pretty tall order.
Well, that's a tall order, but we want to know when we want the test to be done, and we want to know what the results are. As you know, there are a lot of parents out there that want their children to go to school, and there's no substitute. There's no substitute for face-to-face learning, teaching in the school. It's important for education, but also a lot of emotional and growing up attributes that children must go to school. So what we've done in South Carolina is urged all the school districts to start off with the presumption and the hope that they could go to 5-day face-to-face classes. Now, if the parents don't want to do that, it ought to be the parents' choice. Those who want to go to full-day school 5 days a week, the school district should provide that. After all, it's the parents that are paying the money, paying the tax money to support those schools. And if parents don't want to do that, they should have that option as well.
Governor, what's next for South Carolinians? At what point would you implement additional restrictions with the number of cases we're seeing each day?
We are not going to shut down South Carolina. We cannot shut down South Carolina. We didn't do it before. We took a different approach from many of the states who just shut down everything. They ruined businesses, it ruined lives, and no amount of insurance money or money from Washington can fix a business that took someone all their effort and time over 20 or 30 years to build. You cannot shut it down. You can't hold it underwater and expect it to hold its breath for 5 or 6 months. It won't work. So we must open, but we can open up if we are smart, if we keep those distances, wash our hands, stay outside. Very few of these cases occur when people are outside, according to the information that we receive. Wear a mask like you're doing right now. Do those things, and we can keep the businesses open. May have to have some limits, but we're not going to go shutting down businesses in South Carolina.
Can we ask both of you about college football? The Big Ten has canceled their season for this fall. What is the fall going to be like in South Carolina at the ACC?
I hope that, well, the SEC and the ACC, I hope that they will not cancel the season. There's a lot that depends on it. There are a lot of young lives, a lot of young men that have, their goal is to play college football. And many of them, as you know, in South Carolina, do it very well. And they play basketball. You can ask Dawn Staley, or you can ask, we got a lot of great athletes in South Carolina, and the notion of shutting down football is almost unspeakable. So what I have told the universities is that we have a process here where we have lifted the restrictions on those big outdoor events as well as other things. And if there's over 250 people involved as spectators, then they must get approval from our Department of Commerce showing that they have a plan to provide for the safety and the health of the people. And I'm confident that our schools